Have you ever built a sandcastle? What if a big wave suddenly knocked it down? That's exactly what happens to Jane and her friends on a sunny beach day. Join them on an exciting adventure filled with friendship, teamwork, and fun. But will they let one wave ruin their day, or will they turn a big mess into something even better? Stay tuned to find out how they create the biggest sandcastle ever. It was a bright and sunny Saturday morning. Jane woke up with excitement. Today was the day. She and her friends were going to the beach. Jane loved the beach. The sound of the waves, the smell of the sea, and the soft, warm sand always made her happy. Jane had 3 close friends, Max, Lily, and Sam. They all loved to play together. They decided to meet at Jane's house before going to the beach. Jane prepared a big bag filled with everything they would need. She packed towels, sunscreen, and a delicious selection of snacks. She also brought buckets and shovels to build sandcastles. When her friends arrived, they were ready for adventure. Max wore a bright blue t-shirt. Lily had on a colorful sun hat, and Sam carried a large beach ball. Jane smiled at her friends. "Let's go," she said, and they all jumped into Max's car. As they drove, the car filled with laughter and fun. They sang happy songs and played games like I Spy. Jane looked out the window and saw the beautiful blue ocean in the distance. The sun was shining brightly, and the waves sparkled like diamonds. She could not wait to feel the sand between her toes. When they arrived at the beach, the sound of waves greeted them like a warm hug. The sand was soft and warm beneath their feet. Jane and her friends quickly found a nice spot near the water where they could see the waves coming in and out. "Let's build a sandcastle," Max shouted, his eyes shining with excitement. "Great idea," Jane replied, feeling a rush of happiness. They all agreed, and the 4 friends quickly got to work. Jane showed everyone how to make a strong sandcastle. "We need wet sand," she explained. They filled their buckets with water from the sea and mixed it with the sand. "Oh no, this part is not big enough," Lily exclaimed as she patted the sand down. "Let's build it bigger," Sam suggested, his imagination running wild. They worked together, each of them having fun while building. They dug and patted down the sand, creating tall towers and wide walls. Jane decorated the castle with colorful seashells and pieces of seaweed they found on the shore. Everyone laughed and cheered as the castle grew taller and taller. "Look at our castle. It's big," Jane said proudly, stepping back to admire their creation. As they built, they told stories about what the castle would be like. "Maybe it is a castle for a princess," Lily said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "And the princess has a pet dolphin." "That's a great idea," Sam replied. "And I bet the dolphin can jump over the waves." They laughed and imagined all the fun adventures the princess and her dolphin could have. Suddenly, they heard a loud noise. A big wave came crashing onto the shore. Jane and her friends didn't see it coming. The wave rushed up the beach and knocked down their beautiful sand castle. "Oh no," they all shouted in surprise. The castle was gone, just like that. Jane felt sad for a moment. She looked at the wet sand where the castle used to stand. But then she saw her friends smiling at her. "Don't be sad," Max said, trying to cheer her up. "We can build a new one." "That's right," Lily added. "Let's make it even bigger this time." Jane smiled back. They all agreed. They decided to work together again. This time they wanted to build the biggest sand castle ever. "Let's start again," Jane said, feeling determined. They dug deep into the sand to make a strong base. They added more water this time to make the sand stick together better. As they worked, they sang silly songs and told jokes. The sun shone brightly, and the sea sparkled. They forgot about the first castle and focused on their new project. Suddenly, Sam had a great idea. "Let's make a moat," he exclaimed. "A moat? What's that?" asked Lily, curious. "It's a water-filled ditch around the castle," Sam explained, his hands moving as he spoke. "Good idea." "Let's do it," Jane said enthusiastically. They dug a long ditch around the castle and filled it with water from the sea. "Now we have a real castle," Max said, laughing. "It's like a fairy tale." As they continued to build, Jane noticed how happy they all were. They worked together, sharing ideas and laughter. They added flags made of leaves and shells to the towers, and everyone took turns decorating. "Can you see the castle from far away?" Lily asked, pretending to be a queen. "I want it to be the most beautiful castle in the world." "It is beautiful," Jane said. "We should take a picture of it when we finish." When they finally completed their sand castle, it was impressive. It had tall towers, a wide moat, and colorful decorations. Jane and her friends stood back to admire their work. "It's beautiful," Jane said, her eyes sparkling with pride. "Yes." "We did it together," Max cheered, jumping up and down. They took a step back to take a picture of their masterpiece. "Smile," Jane said, holding her phone up high. As they stood together, they made silly faces and laughed. After the picture, they sat down on the warm sand and enjoyed ice cream cones. The cold ice cream tasted sweet after all their hard work. They laughed and talked about their favorite moments of the day. "I love the beach," Lily said, smiling with ice cream on her face. "Me too." "And I love our big sand castle," Sam added, taking another big bite of his ice cream. "Let's come back again next week," Jane suggested, feeling excited about the future. While they enjoyed their ice cream, they noticed the sun was starting to set. The sky turned orange and pink, creating a beautiful backdrop. "This is the best day ever," Max said, looking at the horizon. "Yes, it is," Jane replied, her heart full of happiness. As they cleaned up and packed their things, Jane felt grateful. She realized that even when things go wrong, like the wave that knocked over their castle, they could make new memories together. They played in the water for a while longer, splashing and laughing. The waves were refreshing, and they enjoyed every moment. Jane remembered how much fun they had while building the sand castle and how teamwork made it even better. "Let's go swimming," Max shouted, running towards the waves. The others quickly followed him, laughing and splashing each other. As the sun continued to set, they swam and played in the water. The sea was warm, and they took turns diving under the waves. Jane felt like she was flying when she jumped over the small waves. She loved the feeling of the water all around her. "Hey, let's race," Lily suggested, her competitive spirit shining. "Okay," Jane agreed, feeling excited. They lined up and prepared to dive into the water. "On your mark, get set, go," Sam shouted. They all jumped into the water, laughing and splashing. Jane swam as fast as she could, trying to reach the buoy in the distance. She felt free and happy. Max was close behind her, and Lily was right next to them. After a fun race, they all returned to the beach, breathless and laughing. They collapsed on the sand, tired but happy. "I can't believe we raced," Jane said, still giggling. "That was so much fun," Sam added, wiping water from his face. As they rested, they shared stories about their lives. Jane learned that Max wanted to be a marine biologist because he loved the ocean. Lily shared her dream of becoming an artist, and Sam wanted to be a soccer player. They all had big dreams, and they encouraged each other. "I believe you can all do it," Jane said, smiling at her friends. "You just need to work hard and have fun." As the day turned into evening, they packed up their things and prepared to leave the beach. Jane looked around, taking in the beautiful view one last time. The sky was now a deep blue, and the stars began to twinkle above them. "I don't want to leave," Jane said, her voice soft. "Neither do I," Lily agreed. "But we will come back soon." "Yes, we will." "Next time, let's build an even bigger sandcastle," Max said with a grin. Jane felt happy. They had created wonderful memories together. She learned that friendship was important and that teamwork made everything better. As they drove home, Jane looked at her friends and smiled. "Thank you for a wonderful day at the beach," she said, her heart full of joy. "Thank you, Jane," her friends replied in unison, their voices bright with happiness. "Can we take another picture before we leave?" Jane asked. "Of course," said Sam. They all got together in front of the beach, with the waves behind them. Jane clicked the picture, capturing the moment. She knew that this day would be a special memory forever. As they continued their journey home, Jane felt grateful for her friends and the fun they had together. She knew that the beach was not just a place. It was a space of laughter, love, and friendship. What a fantastic day at the beach. Jane and her friends learned that even when things go wrong, friendship and teamwork can make everything better. What would you do if a wave knocked down your sandcastle? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fun adventures. Let's continue learning together, one story at a time. See you in the next adventure.